The foster care crisis. If every church could help a single family in their congregation to adopt one child, we can help thousands of children, and hopefully we could get rid of the foster care system altogether. For years, the number of foster homes has decreased significantly. If that wasn't bad enough, a quarter of the amount of foster homes aren't being utilized. Foster care crisis is just that. It's a crisis, leaving thousands of children in bad situations. D. Wilson, a man who worked for Child and Family Services for roughly 30 years, said that possibly 20 to 30% of licensed foster homes are likely to be inactive on any given day for a variety of reasons. And many active foster parents have strict limits regarding the ages and types of children they will care for. Because there is a lack of homes, like Wilson stated, children are being placed in alternative homes that are typically much worse for the child who is being affected. And he also stated in his article that foster children are sometimes placed in distant communities, in hotels, in child welfare offices, or a succession of 24-hour placements. Some of these children will eventually be placed in overloaded homes with inadequate care and supervision. This can lead to children being abused, neglected, starved, living on the streets, and sometimes killed. Children aren't just being left in bad situations. The lack of foster homes is making it easier for bad homes to foster and adopt. When a bad home fosters or adopts, this leads to children being abused, neglected, and sometimes killed. There are way too many cases of children killed by foster parents. The foster care system is plagued by the much more common problem of children abused while in foster care, often by other children. B.J. Christensen. The article also mentioned that many female foster children who aged out of foster care said that they had been victims of actual or attempted sexual abuse in the foster home in which they had stayed the longest. So when there aren't enough foster homes or parents to take care of children who are already going through a hard time and don't have a family and aren't being taken care of, they end up in bad situations where they can't get out. They can't fight for themselves. They can't tell others that they are being harmed because they're afraid. And our goal is to find a way to help the foster care crisis. We need to find a way to help children get out of the bad situations and get put into homes that are caring and loving. So I believe that if we stop allowing the government to control the foster care system and making it all about the money and making it all about, well, how many kids can I get placed in this one area? And if we had every church, which there's roughly 400,000 churches, all foster or adopt one child, there would be virtually no foster care system left. So, according to the foster care crisis, there are roughly 400,000 children in foster care on any given day. And there are approximately 400,000 churches in the United States, which seems like a lot, given that there's one on every corner. So I take that as meaning that if one person from every church in the United States alone could temporarily or permanently foster a child or adopt a child, there would no longer be a foster care crisis. There would no longer be kids living on the streets. There would no longer be children in bad situations where they are harmed. The foster care crisis also stated that there would be no kids without families. There would be no kids sleeping in offices because the caseworkers cannot find a placement. There would be no child that feels unwanted, unloved, or unworthy of a family. There's 400,000 children right now who feel that way. 400,000 children today who feel that they are unloved, unwanted, and unworthy of a family because we have a thing called a foster care crisis. We have parents who cannot take care of their kids. We have foster parents who don't know how to be a foster parent. We have caseworkers that don't have the time or the resources to get kids placed. But there is over 400,000 children in the foster care system right now, and there are over 400,000 churches in the United States alone. So why aren't we utilizing those churches?